Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanter channel. So this is part 4 of my visit to the glass fair at Himley Hall near Dudley. And yeah, so first I've got to apologise because I'm dragging my own stuff into this. And one of the things I drag in is not glass. I'm sorry, you know how it is. Sometimes there's things you like and it's related. That's all I can say. That's why I dragged it in. But anyway, with that said, let's get on and have a look at the glass and the not piece of glass. Thank you for watching. So this is the stall of the world of made of glass, and it's got a lot of this older glass which I've been featuring, but he's also got a lot of newer glass, and some of it is pretty rare. Got Masonic. So George Masonic 1820. That feels about right for this, but look at all this. You're going around. It's a society with secrets, not a secret society. So the secrets are, you don't know what these meanings, what the meanings of these things are. That's Jacob's ladder, I know that one. Why? That is the symbol of the Masons, the set square. But yeah, that is really nice. Does he have a broken pontal? Yeah, you see that underneath. That is a cool piece. Never seen it with so many symbols on, all densely packed like that. So Masonic pieces have lots of symbols on them, and I was looking at the film of that one and I'm thinking, that's got way more symbols than the ones I've only got 2 pieces, got these 2, and I think these are both probably a bit earlier than what we were looking at, but that's got way more symbols on it than anything I've seen. I mean, I'll show you, let's have a look at this. So you've got your set square and sextant there. Sometimes they have a G on them, not always, but yeah. You've got a couple of quill pens, a ladder. I think that's supposed to be Jacob's ladder. These are tools of the stonemason, so hence the masons. Sometimes they have this arch. Then you've got the sun, moon with stars, and the sun. And then on this one, it has this funny little mark, which is actually a mason's mark, which is the kind of thing they make on stone sometimes as a signature. So yeah, so that's what that one's got. And then this one, got his initials. You've got your set square and sextant there. Hang on, a little bow. That's nice, isn't it? Anyway, you got this box thing. Then this has got a bit more. You've got Jacob's ladder, a book. You've got the moon and stars. You have the sun, this cloud here, and then you've got this. I think this is supposed to be the temple at Jerusalem with the writing in it and everything. But anyway, yeah, I'm not a Mason or anything like that, so don't worry about that. I have no idea. The Masons is not a secret society. It is a society with secrets. Anyway, that one had like this eye looking down on a body and all sorts of other, some sort of like a altar with looked like candles on it and stuff like that, as well as most of what you see here. I've never seen that before. So yeah, packed with symbology, I think is the word, and I've never seen that much. It just seems wow. Anyway, just thought I'd point that out. It was not your standard kind of early Mason stuff. It's a bit more than usual. That's all. That's why I was like looking at it and going, "Ooh, look at all this." Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. It's got a couple of really unusual things here. It's got this one and this one, patch stands. Now, what's a patch stand? Back in the day, it was fashionable to have moles, and theoretically you could keep your mole on here. Basically, it would be a little stick-on thing, and they'd keep them on there. I don't know how true that is or not, but they're not very common, so maybe it is. So this is the closest patch stand to the one we were looking at I could find. This is with Scottish Antiques. They're a pretty good site. Occasional errors, but pretty good. And 1780. Now, their story here that they've got, because this is what I want to go through, because I learned something from Neil from The World Is Made of Glass. And this is confirmed here, because I just thought it was like a straightforward fashion thing. Okay, you stick these moles on your face. The patch is actually like a little mold that you can stick on. The stick-on mole, yeah, a little black spot. Anyway, it's to hold silk or velvet patches. So I didn't know what they were made of, but silk or velvet, known as mouches. These were used to hide scars left from smallpox and also blemishes caused by lead oxide when used to whiten the skin. The position of the patches on Lady's face was an indicator as to her thinking and marital status prospects. This is all cool stuff. In the case of men, their political allegiances, Tories would wear a patch on the right of their face below the eye, Whigs on the left. What? Anyway, craziness. And they said no politics, please. And yeah, it's all craziness. I mean, the culture of the past just jumping out at you. Yeah, and some of it is still here today. But anyway, this is the patch stand. They always seem to have like a slippery inside to just stick your finger on it and lift it out, so to speak. How they stuck it on, I don't know what they used to stick it on. It doesn't mention that. I do remember Paul Laidlaw found one on Antiques Road Trip for £1, and it was actually not that far from where I live, probably about 10 miles or so. And if I'd walked into that shop, it would have been mine, because you couldn't miss it. It was actually very much like this one here, which has got a folded foot, and you just can't miss that from, you know, a mile away. You know, hang on, where's the picture with the folded? There you go. You can see it's got a folded foot. The one on the right that we were looking at there had a folded foot too. And I actually have something quite interesting, something that I found, which is a wooden patch box, and I'll show you that, because yeah, it's one of those things I go, oh, look at this. And yeah, I couldn't leave it behind because it was so cheap, because the people selling it didn't know what it was either. So let me show you that. So this is my patch box. As soon as I saw it, I thought, I think it said something about vintage box or something like that written on it. But I saw this turning and I thought, this pattern here and here looks like a very Georgian way of doing things. Let me open it and I'll show you how it looks. And then you look at this on the top. Mother of pearl with someone's name, George Howarth. Yeah, he's not. And it's the little, it's got a little sunbursty type glyph there between at the beginning of George. And that is a very Georgian little bit of symbology thing, or starter point. It's a bit faint. Trying to get it into focus. There we go. Yeah. And then let me show you the box part. And it goes with the idea that you can just dip your finger in it and smooth it out over the edge. Look at that inside. At some point someone's gone to the trouble of repairing this. Where's the repair gone? Where's it gone? There you go. So yeah, it was good enough to repair it sometime, and then that repair's kind of worn off a bit. We've tried to fill it and then the filling's kind of worn off. So yeah, really interesting thing. As I said, the cutting, the way the turning is done is a very kind of Georgian way of doing it. And I think it's not, I don't think this is something harder than mahogany, I think. I'm not sure what though. Got a rare enamelled glass here, facet stem, and this is Henry Stuart, younger son of James Stuart.
So he was the one who became a cardinal.
Right, became a cardinal. So theoretically, no children. Well, that's only theoretically. A lot of the higher priesthood had nephews and nieces that weren't really nephews and nieces. So I thought I would try and find a facet stem glass with some enamelling on it, and I couldn't find any online. Just Googling around. I thought, let's not try not to do this with books. I thought I would go to Scottish Antiques and see if I could find, because the pattern is like a swag, garland swag with cartouches hanging from it. And I thought, I will try and find some neoclassical pattern facet stem glasses, okay? And yeah, you'd think this is Scottish Antiques, and they've got 183 results for facet stem glasses, yeah. So plenty, but looking for neoclassical patterns, yeah, not so good until I found this one. Now, the one we were looking at was a Jacobite one, because it had some, I can't remember who, I think he said Robert Stewart. I think he said, I can't remember what his relation is, but anyway, it's a Jacobite one. And the only other neoclassical one is actually an anti-Stuart one. So, yeah, that's a bit funny. And so, round funnel facet stem with neoclassical Brucrania engraving below the oxo. Anyway, so yeah, so this is what neoclassicals looks like. Roman, but later, as in. So yeah, it's trying to be like Roman styles, effectively. And it just tells you that this is part of a club that's the Calves Head Club, which is an anti-Stuart drinking club, which is very sad for me because, yeah, my grandmother was a Stuart. Yes. So I am actually related to the Stuarts because I can trace my family back that way. It's very sad that there's people that are anti-Stuart, but yeah, against my granny. But anyway, that's what I found, and it's the only one that's like it. And it is funny that that was a Stuart glass and this is an anti-Stuart glass. Got a couple of Lynn glasses here. Yeah. This one's quite tightly rippled. That one's loosely rippled. But this one also has a ripple foot. And do you remember I've said previously about Georgian glasses, all the extra little features? I was told this is a very rare feature. That will impact the price quite a lot. Still seems like an okay price even for it being a Lynn glass. So that's quite nice. So, in the world of collecting old glass, it's the little added features that make the difference. So, we've got a Lynn glass, which has got like that ribbed bowl with a stepped foot. Now, Lynn glasses are pretty rare, and also stepped feet are pretty rare. So, I've come to Scottish Antiques. I don't know, 35 results. 30 of them are Lynn glasses here. 5 of them are other things, tankards and whatever. None of them, out of the 30 that are here, none of them have a stepped foot. Okay, so that's pretty rare. And also, I thought, I wonder how rare stepped feet are. So what I did was I went to LM Bickerton, and there's about 170 cotton twist glasses, yeah, so these are, or opaque twist if you want to call them that, like this, with this twist in them. And out of the 170, only 3 have stepped feet, and none of those are Lynn glasses either. So that combination of the ribbed bowl that you have with a Lynn glass and the step foot is pretty rare. It's pretty far down, and that's something that elevates the price. And actually, looking at the prices of some of these, I don't think that price is that bad. I think it's a pretty good price. So, because it's a nice big glass, some of these prices are a bit all over the place. I don't know what that's based on. I'd have to look at the glasses. It might be size as well, but that is a decent size glass, and it's got a very rare foot with it as well. I mean, I have one Lynn decanter in all my stuff, and it's got quite a bad crack on it. So it is what it is. But yeah, the decanters are really rare as well. Oh, and the date, yeah, is sort of like these ones here. They're all sort of like 1760, 1765, that kind of time period. That's when you put those opaque twists came in, really, and were in fashion for about 20 years or so.
I'm on Peter Elliott's stand here, and this is the first thing I'm looking at. Look at this. This is nice. So it's for Lurtz. It's got the name Michael Polney, and it's just Seasons, or one of the Seasons. But that is such a nice glass. What's he got on it? Oh, yeah, that is really cool.
So I found another Michael Powolny glass. It's not Lotz, it's Lobemeyer, which makes more sense to me. Because I was thinking, wow, it's really different for Lutz, but yeah, I got that wrong completely. He must have told me Lobemeyer, and I just translated it in my brain to Lutz. Anyway, so what this little ad they're selling, it's a different glass, because although it's from the same set, it's a different season. I don't know what season it's supposed to be. This guy's got like little bells in his hair, and he's dropped a glass. But anyway, so I was told it's called Seasons. Michael Powolny. Here it is, Lobemeyer, Michael Powolny. It says Austria 1930. But here it says Wiener Werkstaette, which is Vienna work stuff anyway. It's from Vienna. And it's Wiener Werkstaette is successionist movement, which is like arts and crafts come Art Nouveau from Austria. So it's not quite the same. It was actually kicked off by, what's his name? René Mackintosh. He was one of the founders of this movement. He went out there for a bit from Scotland and went to Vienna and worked with them and helped found this movement, the Wiener Werkstatte movement. And so I have a book on Wiener Werkstatte, and I thought I'll try and find this guy. And I did, and he also designed ceramics. And I was going through the book trying to find if he did these glasses, just to see if I could find. And I didn't find these glasses, but what I did find was some little figurines of, guess what, the Seasons. So yeah, he had although they were figurines, not glasses or vases or something like this, so this is a 2D representation, he actually had little 3D representations of the Seasons as well. So yeah, just dig and pick, find a little bit more, so quite interesting. So yeah, so I've got collaboration here, that the name on the bottom is right, also that this guy worked on, well, was obviously interested in things about the Seasons. So anyway, yeah, what was interesting was that glass had a £190 price on it. This glass, if you want to buy this one, is $500. So it's double the price, more than double, I think. So that makes £190 look cheap. Either that or this is hideously expensive, one or the other. But yeah, it's nice to pin these things down a little bit and just get confirmation, especially when you've never seen it before. And yeah, so I think it's a beautiful glass myself. And yeah, the price is what it is, and that's it, because it also depends on how much people want it, who wants it, and how much they're willing to pay, and how rare it is as well. I've never seen it before. Pretty rare must be. And in all my searching, this is the only other glass that's like it that popped up. So there we have it for this episode. I mentioned this book, the Wiener Werkstaette book that I have. Yeah, I do really like design as well. There's this sort of like just general glass. I'm into design and technology, and it's all kind of interrelated. Technology changes drive design, and design drive technology changes. And like the designer Rennie McIntosh, one of my heroes, went to Austria, helped create this whole movement. Yeah, it's all, and just changed the direction of things. I also early in the book, in the film, mentioned Ellen Bickerton, because I was counting glasses. I didn't show you the book, but this is the book, 18th Century English Drinking Glasses by Ellen Bickerton. This is the kind of like the Bible for 18th century glasses. So I mentioned sort of like counting how many step-footed glasses were in there. Anyway, just because I mentioned those two books, but didn't really show them, I thought and I will put them in the description below, as well as the other references I used. Also, I'll mention the dealers that I was visiting there, and Premier Fairs, who run the glass fair. There's going to be another one in October, so you need those details. And yeah, I'll keep doing that. Anyway, but and please remember to like and subscribe, because it really helps my channel. And thank you for watching, and have a good night. Good night.